happens in this country. You see, when I was talking about institutional breakdown, people would think I'm just talking. But you and I know, so we can quote principle. Itasu sapanda, itasu kulotufai, latasu kalaka. I'll speak Latin from today tomorrow. But you see, the truth is,
I cannot take sides in a matter where
Dr.
I don't
Abati,
know
I'm
the full
saying,
facts of the case.
I'm just laying a background. We can speak Latin from today to tomorrow. But you and I know the shenanigan that goes on in the legal process in Nigeria. So when we quote Latin, the truth has to be said. We need to be able to investigate this case.
The issue.
And look deep. Because see,
Rufai.
we are quoting Latin, Dr. Abati. Lagos State has now come out to say that it's not Labscar that did the demolition. So who did the demolition?
This is the question.
So if they carry police, go and demolish somebody's property when you are supposed to be having a back and forth in court, and Lagos State has come to say, me one bell. So, like you quote Latin from today to tomorrow. See, Nigeria will turn your brain. Nigeria man, you are your way.
It is one thing to draw analysis over the supposed court proceedings when injustice happen in this country. And it is a different thing altogether to conclude the analysis with the reality on ground of what is happening, even when you go through the court process to seek justice in this country. And that is one thing I like Rufai Oseni about, because whenever he's drawing his analysis, he will tell you to your face what is happening in this country. But Dr. Abati, anyways, in this particular video is about the video where P2B was lamenting about his brother's property that was demolished in Lagos. And when the news came up on Arise News, they were analyzing, and Dr. Abati was busy quoting French, or should I say Latin word, of what P2B is supposed to have done, or what is going on, and all that. But Rufai Oseni say that he has problem with when they are analyzing things, because everybody knows what is actually going on in the country. In fact, he was even making jest of Dr. Abati. Say you can quote French from here till tomorrow. But of course, the reality on ground will make you look like if you are mad. Because with what happened in Lagos, even the Lagos people, the Lagos authority that was stipulated for demolition of properties, have come out to say that they are not the one who demolished P2B's brother's property. And I was like, what is going on? And with that, you can imagine what people are going through in the country. If people can come with excavator, police, and demolish a building that is registered, truly registered, and the appropriate office that was supposed to demolish that building, in case if there is anything happening there, have come out to say that they are not the one who demolished it. Imagine if this thing happened to somebody that does not have voice. Now, this is how they will demolish it. In fact, how possible is it that they will come with the excavator and police and demolish a house in a state without the state being involved? In fact, America wonder is happening in this country. But I'm going to allow you to listen to this particular funny video, because you will go laugh, tire. But as you are listening to it, make sure you are clicking on that share button, and also subscribe in case if you have never done so, for more updates. And after that, I'll be back. Let's go there.
Let's begin what's trending. The demolition of a property belonging to the brother of Labour Party leader Peter Obi has sparked a debate online regarding the controversy surrounding property rights and the rule of law in Nigeria. On Tuesday, Peter Obi stated that his younger brother's company's property in Ikeja, Lagos was demolished without a court order or proper notice, despite efforts to intervene and seek an explanation. No legitimate reason or authority for the demolition was presented. Peter Obi said that the court judgment shown to him was against unknown persons and squatters and did not specify his brother or the property, nor did it contain any demolition order or permit. Well, let's take a listen before we take some reactions.
Is that how it come to work? They just came suddenly, started demolition. You know, if my brother didn't have a brother like me, they would. He wanted to enter here. They say, no, you can't enter. We have court injunction. What about court injunction that allows somebody to enter into another person's property, refusing for removing his things, and everything, and demolition everywhere. What about what injunction is that? This is a family property belonging to my brother. He bought this probably over 10, 15 years ago. Yesterday, he called me frantically. He said some people have just jumped into my property in Kenya and have removed the roof and are demolishing the property, and he doesn't know what is happening. When he asked them, they said they have a court injunction, that they've obtained court order, that they are the owner of the property. I said, can I see the court papers? I know who you sued. I saw the court papers, and it says they sued an unknown person. How can you say a house that has been built up is owned by an unknown person? Can you see the rascality in this country? Can you see what is happening in this country? And you are talking about foreign investor. Look at what local investor is investing. Look at what Nigerians have. Look at this rascality. I'm ready to, that's why I'm making it open. Let the owner come so we can meet and talk. Let him tell me how he got involved in this.
Peter Obi right there at his brother's property talking to the people of the press. He came into from Abuja to Lagos, where he got a call from his brother saying that, you know, the property was demolished without any, you know, prior notice, and he's owned the property. His brother has owned the property since 2011. We have documents to show. He did send me. I did speak with Peter Obi this morning as well. I'm sure that I've shown you some of the documents that, you know, I got to buttress his claim that he does own the property. And also we have another document, if you can pull up those documents, of the actual people who went to court to get an order for demolition. That's Peter Obi's brother's property, to show his deed of assignment. And, you know, I don't understand how this happened, Dr. Abate. I'd like your comment before I take this reaction.
Okay, I'll just state a number of principles. What you are doing here, what we're dealing with here, is about claim with regard to property. Under the law of property, possession is 99% of the law. And Mr. Peter Obi pointed out that, look, his brother has been in charge of this property for over 15 years, which is to say that it's not a case of an abandoned property and all of that. Two, he says that the legal document that was shown to him was about an unknown person,
yes, which is
who were involved in the litigation. There's no such thing as an unknown person in law. Even in criminal law, in corporate law, the locus classicus is a case called Solomon and Solomon. So even where you do not know the identity, where there is a corporate entity involved, as is the case in this, Nest Foods Limited, the principle in Solomon and Solomon, 1896, every student of law of real property knows it. You can unveil, you can lift the veil. It's about lifting the veil. So why did the court not lift the veil in this particular matter to know who the real owner of the property is and who is in charge of in possession of that property at a particular time? However, there's another principle in law. That's why I say I will just state principles. It is called ubi jus ibi remedium. Ubi jus ibi remedium says where there is a right, there is a remedy. If Mr. Peter Obi and his brother are saying that they have a right to the property, the appropriate place to go is still the same court of law to assert their rights and to prove their rights. So this is a matter for lawyers, to go back to the same court and say, well, this property does not belong to an unknown person. The unknown person exists. Okay, you have the duty to lift the veil. We have helped you to lift the veil. Then let the legal contest begin. But the general issue that can be discussed on television that Mr. Peter Obi raised is that if there is lawlessness, if you don't respect the rule of law, then you discourage investors, whether they are local, like his brother, running Nest Foods, or they are foreigners. Because if they cannot buy property, they cannot invest in property, then anybody can just go to court and then relying on that court allegation, that court process that can be challenged, then of course, business people would think that this is not an enabling environment. The responsibility of government, either at the federal level or at the state level, is to ensure the rule of law.
Yes.
Is to provide an enabling environment for business to thrive. Those points can be made at the level of argument, either by the litigant or on television. But the place to go to seek remedy is, in this particular case, as in others, the court of law.
Yeah, and I believe that Peter Obi has gone to court at this point. But my issue really is the lack of due process. A property that has been there for 15 years, there was no contact made. Until now, I believe Peter Obi is saying that the person who ordered the demolition of that property has not reached out to him till, as we speak, at this moment.
The owners also sleep on their rights.
Yes.
There's also
no,
something
I understand.
about
I'm not.
sleeping on your
Yes,
rights.
I understand that. But
the place to go is court of law.
Yes.
You know, with due respect, Dr. Bati, we talk like we don't know Nigeria sometimes. And that's the part I don't understand at this table. Is it not in this country, you and I know, that people will go and file a case in court? They will not allow the person involved know about it.
This is the issue.
They will fictitiously file it. And when it's almost time, they will just, maybe what happened last week. When they went to file another case against Natasha, it was just because a lawyer went to court that discovered them. They didn't serve them. It happens in this country. You see, when I was talking about institutional breakdown, people would think I'm just talking. But you and I know, so we can quote principle. Itasu sapanda, itasu kulotufai, latasu kalaka. I speak Latin from today tomorrow. But you see, the truth is,
I cannot take sides in a matter where
Dr.
I don't
Abadi,
know
I'm
the full
saying,
facts of the case.
I'm just laying a background. We can speak Latin from today to tomorrow. But you and I know the shenanigan that goes on in the legal process in Nigeria. So when we quote Latin, the truth has to be said. We need to be able to investigate this case.
The issue.
And look deep. Because see,
Rufai.
we are quoting Latin, Dr. Abati. Lagos State has now come out to say that it's not LAPSCA that did the demolition. So who did the demolition?
This is the question.
So if they carry police, go and demolish somebody's property when you are supposed to be having a back and forth in court, and Lagos State has come to say, me one bell. So like you quote Latin from today to tomorrow. See, Nigeria will turn your brain. Nigeria man, you are wearing. All we are just saying is that with due respect, Mr. Peter, we should go, like you said, he should not sleep on his right. He should go to court and be able to assert himself, because he as a party, the next food as a party was not copied. Yes. The case was against unknown person. And you got police to go effect this, and you effected a demolition.
Wait, I have
Lagos State regulatory body has said they have nothing about it.
Yes, they just said
Nigeria will turn you mad.
So this petition was from Rose of Sharon Solicitors, and the person's name that was on it is Mrs. Deborah Olorunlogbo. I mean, Peter Obi is a public figure, and we have come out with this story. At least let us know really how this happens in Nigeria. I can't believe that I'll be waking up one day and then someone will just come and demolish my property. That's what it appears to be at this point.
No institutions.
It's not the only thing that is happening. It's not the first time. Also, I would like to take Betty Akeredolu's tweet. I'll read it in part. And, you know, she wrote, my brother, sorry about what happened. Like Lagos, like Owo. We are in the season of demolition. It's happening because Guy men occupy positions. On June 21st, 2025, Lucky Ayedatiwa ordered the demolition of the monument built in memory of Owo Catholic Church massacre that shocked the nation on June 5th, 2022. What kind of leadership defiles the memory of innocent souls in such a callous manner? Lucky Ayedatiwa's demolition of Owo Church Massacre Monument is not only an act of profound insensitivity, it is a desecration of sacred ground. That monument was built by my late husband, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, SANCON, a son of Owo, was a solemn tribute to lives violently cut short in a house of worship. It symbolized collective mourning, remembrance, and healing. I mean, this was part of her tweet, and she's completely apt. How do you demolish such monument without due process? We have videos of the demolition, if you can put that up. And this is sort of conversation. Because, I mean...
It's an aberration. So, you want to remove the memory that people died?
Yes, this is
it that people didn't die?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you untie the people that died? You know, Nigeria, man, you're worried.
All right.
So, if you say... Oh, God.
All right. we'll follow up on the story as always. Well, and we'll get Dr. Bass is laughing.
True.
Well, I guess we'll get an account of the people who sent those people to demolish Peter Obi's brother's property.
You get the point. Now, what do you think is happening in this country? And with this level of things that are going on to people who have voice, people who have somebody like Peter Obi, what do you think that the common men are going through in this particular country? In fact, share your thoughts with me on the comment section. And of course, you know the vibe. Click on that subscribe button, follow, and share for more updates. Because like this, we move.